What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about not crypto today. We're talking about a stock. We're talking about Materport, and this one comes to us at the request of Bilbo Swaggins. Good morning to you, Bilbo Swaggins. Good morning. All right. Anyways, that's from The Hobbit. If you guys don't know, you don't know, but Bilbo Swaggins, I bet you know. Anyways, I'm assuming this is the one that you wanted. I type in MTTR here. Looking at the comments, you said, "Hi, can you do MTTR, please?" I'm thinking that it's Materport. I'm using the Nasdaq stock, and so from there, we're looking at it on a monthly basis. This thing hasn't existed for too long, and it came about in February of 2021. Where? Oh, here we are. Let's see here. Going up. Where? Oh, come on, man. Why can't I find you? Okay, there we go. All right, I'm sorry. The market cap as of now is 976 million. That's a pretty fair market cap. That's nice to see, around $1 billion. Still technically a low cap for stocks, but I don't know. That's a nice market cap to have. What do they do? Technology, services, package, software, hardware recycling partnership. I don't know. 2 days ago, that's what they did. Okay, cool. Let's see. The short-term RSI here looks not bad. You had a double bottom right down here on the monthly. You are making strides to go higher. You do have hidden bearish divergence forming, but it's on the monthly, so I don't take that too much into account, honestly. At least not with this kind of look, not with this like very minimal amount of data. Let's actually, I know I keep flipping back and forth here, but looking at the price, if we were to use the all-time high as an anchor and the current all-time low as an anchor, you've got some work to do. You've definitely got some work to do. If you were to break this all-time high, you've got a lot of work to do. You're at $3.30. You'd basically have to pull a 10x to get back up here from the current price. You haven't broken the 236 yet. You haven't broken the 382 yet. I would look at these two areas as potential areas of resistance, right? Around $4.30 and around $6.51, somewhere right there. I know these lines aren't right on them, but close enough. These areas are going to be turbulence in the coming days, and if they're not, well, good for you, because if they're not, that means you're just going to go straight to the 618, which is all the way at $12. That'd be like a 4x from here, so that's not bad at all. Though I would expect that you probably see some kind of move like this. One of two things. Either you find resistance. I'm going to delete the white lines there. You find resistance on the 236, come back down to the 0.69 and then go up. You stair step, something like that, right? Or, and I think this is the more likely, is that you go up to the 382, find support on the 236, and then go up from there. Or maybe, from there you break the 382, find support, and then go up from there. Something like that. I don't know. But at the current time, I would think that you are looking like you want to go up. You probably want to go up to around at least $4.30, but probably more likely around $6.50. We'll see how it goes from there. Let's look at the RSI on the weekly. Looking at the weekly. Yeah, the weekly looks good, man. It looks pretty good. You're above the 50. You actually bounced right off of it. You've got not a double top, but a higher high formation with a higher low formation going on. This doesn't look half bad, to be completely fair. In the price, you are showing lower lows and lower highs, but I think you might be getting ready to break that, honestly. Let's see. I want to see this RSI for what it is. Kind of wonky, man. I don't know. You're doing things that you haven't done in a while. You're rejecting this 50 area, you're rejecting it. Now you're finding support off it and making higher strides than you have before. I do think that if you were to have a time that you break this lower high formation, this lower high structure that you've been in for quite a while, basically since your all-time high, I would expect it to happen off of this move here. You're in a nice little channel going up, so that's encouraging to see. Let's see here. Man, you're getting some very bearish candles on the weekly, and they don't promote anything to the downside. So I do think you want to go up from here. I really do. This high here to this low, yeah. You're finding resistance on the 382, totally normal. You found resistance on the 236, got above it, found support on it. Now you're finding resistance at the 382, maybe you break above it, find support on it, make your way up to about 460. That's at the 618. Maybe you go up to the 886. which is around 6.5 again. That's totally in the cards, honestly. Let's see. I wonder. This may be this more immediate one. Yeah, man. You're finding support on the 618 right here. You tip the 886. This one might be the one to watch, actually. This would suggest that you are going to go deeper into the $4 range and likely at least to $6, if not further. Yeah, man. I like this. I like this a lot. Just the fib structure itself looks very well respected and maintained. It looks very constructive. I like it. I think it wants to go higher. I could be wrong. You know, this isn't financial advice, but this is my opinion. Looking at the daily RSI, let's see here. Daily RSI looks good. You've got this higher low structure forming right here. You've got higher highs forming. Yes, you're below the 50 and then you came back above it, but whatever. You know, you're bouncing off an area that you've bounced before. You are rejecting any weakness to the downside. You are, you know, out of this whole range, you're staying above. This is good to see. Let's look at the price and how it relates to that. Man, you found resistance on the 123 and now you're finding support off it and gaining strides higher. You are below the 50, but this might be one of those exceptions where, you know, you're above the 50, or sorry, above the 123, this purple line here, but you're below the 50 here. I think you're fine. I don't think you want to go back below this. I don't think this is a sell above the purple line event. I think over here, yes, but as you've proven it to be support, I think now you're showing a shift in direction, and you can actually see that with the purple line itself. It's starting to slope upwards. So just keep going, man. Hold this this structure here that you've got going on. You could go a little lower, sure, whatever. But I mean, maybe not. Maybe you go, yeah, like yeah, just a little bit lower. Maybe that's not even properly drawn. Maybe it's more like this. I don't know. That doesn't look as proper. It doesn't look as good either. But I don't know. As long as you're holding this, I think you're good. Daily RSI does look good. Yeah, man. I don't know. I like it. I definitely like it. I want to look at the 1 hour. I don't normally do this. I guess I have been lately, but let's look at the 1 hour and just compare it. You are battling the purple line, but you don't seem to show any respect on it. Very limited respect. You definitely disrespect this thing, so I'm not putting too much weight on that. Good looking RSI. Definitely good looking for right now. You know, you were showing some weakness, but you didn't get super oversold. You did get super overbought, and now you're holding this 50 area. Maybe, and what I'd like to see, honestly, would be that you continue to expand upwards from here, that you hold this kind of channel that you might be in at the moment. I like it, man. I like it. I like it for immediate term continuation, and I like it for more intermediate term continuation. What I would like to say, and what I'd like to see, you know, just to be clear, because I don't know too much about this thing. You know, I know a lot more about crypto and how that works. I don't know too much about this thing. Is it going to go to all-time highs again? I don't know. It might. If it were to break its all-time highs, where could it go? It could go up to $81. Maybe it could go to $217. What would that be from here, right? That would be on a near $1 billion asset. Let's just call it $1 billion to make the math easy. You know, that'd be a 64x actually. Because again, you already have 100. Whatever you have invested, it's 100% of your portfolio, of your position, not of your portfolio. I mean, maybe it's 100% of your portfolio. I don't recommend that, but if you were to do that, you know, a 6,300% growth would actually be a 64x, just like a 100% growth is a 2x. So like every number, it's actually subtracted by 1 or add 1 to it. That's how you get your x. So 6,300 is actually a 64.6x. And that's possible. That would be like a $64 billion market cap, basically, you know, just a little bit below $64 billion, or no, a little bit above $64 billion, I'm sorry. And then this one here, you know, that would be around 23. So in the stock world, that's an achievable market cap. You know, a lot more like legitimate companies and like bigger companies kind of see market caps like that, to my knowledge. So is this thing legitimate or big or deserving of that? I don't know. Maybe, you know, hype also applies. It could just have enough hype to drive it up there as well. I don't know too much about it to really make that decision. What I would like to see before these numbers really even come into effect is I want to see how it interacts with the 618 area here at 1271. And before we even think about this area, we want to see how it acts with the 382, with the 236. So a little bit, and I really do think that you are actually probably going to make a move up to around this 382. So If you reject it, that's not a problem. That's really not a problem at all. If you do reject it, what you want to do is you want to hold this area. Maybe this will be a buy the dip kind of area. You know what I mean? You can wick below it, sure. You can wick below it like this, but you don't want to close below it. And what you'd really want is to see continuation after that. And inevitably breaking this 382 would be a good look to move up to about $12.71. How long could that take? We're on the weekly basis. This could take until the end of the year. It could take longer than that. I don't know. You're definitely showing strength in the price. You had a kind of quick drop, less quick drop, less quick drop, right? And you're just like slowly rounding out. Look at like how the slope is evening out, and now you're moving upwards. You have this nice soft kind of curve, and you might be getting ready to go upwards. So I do think that you found your bottom. I don't think that it goes lower. I would actually be surprised if you did. If we were looking at this thing, you actually kind of have an Adam and Eve pattern here. And if this is an Adam and Eve pattern, it's a tilted Adam and Eve, and that's okay. They don't have to be exact, but Adam is the V, Eve is the U, right? And you definitely have that. That definitely is an Adam and Eve pattern, in my opinion. And what you would do is you would take from the lowest point of the Adam and Eve pattern to the middle there, and then where you break, which technically the break would be at that middle. So where you break it, but it is slanted, so would that go down? I don't know. Let's be conservative, right? Let's be It's better to be conservative than to overestimate. So let's bring it down to like the weekly close, right? Instead of the tip itself. This is how you'd measure it, right? From bottom to top, where you would break it, which would technically be here. It's a little bit higher, actually. Come on now. Break it there. You would move up to about, around like 680, which is, again, that's just above that 382 area. And then from here, let's see, from this high to low, that's in the deeper extensions of this. Yeah, man, this thing could have, it could take time. It could really take till the end of the year. But I don't know, man. I would think actually by the end of the year you are going to have some kind of resolution above $6, below $7, maybe more even, maybe more. You definitely are showing a bottoming pattern with this Adam and Eve. You're showing bottoming structure with your, like weekly RSI and your daily and just like all that stuff. Like it looks pretty good. How much higher do you go? I don't know. If you can break above that 382, then it's likely going to be go time to the 618, which again is at $12.71. Once we break the 382, that'll be your next area to kind of watch for, see how we interact with it. What you'd really like to see at that point, maybe you get something like this, whatever, I don't know. However we get to the 618, what you'd like to see is one of two things. And the first might be the more expected thing, a rejection off of this. Maybe it goes through the 618 and to the 0.69 and rejects. You come back to the 0.5 or you come back to the 382, something like that. And then from there, you'd like to see a break of the 618 on the next attempt. What would be better is if you saw a break of the 618 on the first attempt. Either of these moves, however long they take, however they look, whenever it happens, if you get a break above the 618, then these extensions come into play. And these extensions are anywhere from $81 to $217. So that is definitely good to see if you break the 618. Now, if you don't break the 618 on the second pass, if you don't break it on the first pass, those extensions are still totally possible. But what's more likely to happen, right? If you were to do this, reject, and then come up and break it, what you'd more likely do is you would find your top somewhere around the 886 or the 786. And it doesn't have to be the top that prevents you from going to the all-time highs, but it might be a more momentary top where you do see some kind of downfall back, all the way back down, and find some support at lower prices. But that's what you wouldn't want to see, in my opinion. If you want this thing to go up higher and break its all-time high, you'd want to see this break either on its first attempt to pass or its second attempt to pass. And the first attempt would make these numbers a lot more likely. The second one, I would say it'd give it more like a 60 and a 40% chance, but like still more likely that you go up here. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's that's really all I got to say on this. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. If you know anything about this project, anybody out there, feel free to comment it. I love being educated on stuff like this. I'm probably not going to look into it or buy it myself, but I do think, just closing statements, I do think it looks good. I think it wants immediate continuation to the upside. It might take its time. It looks like it's been taking its time going up, but overall, I do like this thing, man. I think it wants to go higher. maybe I will. Maybe I'll buy some call options. I don't know. Because I am pretty convinced this thing wants to go up, especially by the end of the year. I think that it'll be above, at least above $4, you know, but very likely, in my opinion, above $6. But we'll see. We'll see when we get there. We still got a little bit of work to do. The 236 and the 382 are definitely going to be areas of turbulence, and if they're not, well, that's only good. That's only I would be happy to be wrong in that sense, because that just means you're going higher. But you found resistance over here before the anchor. I would expect that you find some significance in this area going forward. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.